Time now for the morning rush. We start with Kristen Curry.
Good morning. Looking at some foggy starts and really a lot of cloud cover out across the eastern side of the state. But the nice thing is this will mix out once the sun continues to come up. And the rest of us just seeing the high clouds and sunshine, kind of a repeat day as to what we had over the past couple of days. And even into tomorrow, sunshine, high clouds, fog out across the east, but the temperatures continue to stay nice. Most of us pushing 60s and 70s for the entire week. Fernanda?
Breaking overnight, police are investigating a deadly crash in southeast Albuquerque near Gibson and Yale. Police were called out there around 2 this morning for an accident with injuries. APD confirmed to us this morning at least one person died. Westbound Gibson in that area is closed at this time. As we learn more, we'll be sure to update you. Sarah?
In just hours, the APS School Board will select a new member to fill the vacant District 1 seat. This after allegations of fraud and embezzlement forced longtime board member Annalie Meeses to resign. That leaves Claudia Benavides, Yolanda Montoya Cordova, and Lee Romero in the running. Board members will interview each candidate one at a time. Each candidate will be given time to tell the board why they're the best fit. How long the winner will serve coming up in the 5 Facts. Fernanda?
A New Mexico congressional candidate is spending his morning locked up. David Alcone is vying for the state's open District 2 seat, but Santa Fe police issued a warrant for his arrest after he allegedly stalked a woman last month. He was arrested Friday in Albuquerque. Alcone is currently held on a no-bond hold awaiting extradition to Santa Fe to face those stalking charges. People are on edge near a popular walking and biking trail that they say has turned into a homeless camp. Neighbors who live near the Wantabo and Eubank exits off of I-40 say the problem of homeless people living there has escalated over the past few months. A 311 complaint shows the city is looking into the problem. An investigation is ramping up after a member of the Air Force went missing from Holloman Air Force Base. According to the Alamogordo Daily News, the base is looking into the disappearance of Deanna Mae Gordon. She was last seen earlier this month entering the base. If you have any information on her whereabouts, you're asked to call police. Anti-Trump protesters lined the streets of Manila as the president attended the Association of Southeast Asian Nations Summit. Now, the trip has focused primarily on trade in North Korea. President Trump says he will be making a major announcement Wednesday in Washington regarding those two subjects. Yesterday, the First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs came together for the first time since the deadly attack there. The interior was painted white. The victims represented by 26 chairs, each with a single rose on it. The pastor of the church says the building will eventually be demolished to make way for a new one. Meanwhile, here at home, several churches in Albuquerque came together for a vigil to let Sutherland Springs know they're not alone. One candle was lit for each of the 26 victims. Organizers are hoping the message of faith and healing can be heard over 700 miles away. Reverend Smith says he was happy with the turnout on such short notice. Rio Arriba County has become a dumping ground for bears. According to the Santa Fe, New Mexican Game and Fish records show the department captured 68 bears across the state since 2015. Nearly half of them were released in Rio Arriba County. Ranchers in that area believe that they're killing livestock. Officials say there's no evidence that relocated bears are abnormally preying on livestock. Next fall, C&M could begin a new certificate program in the drone industry. The idea is to create a qualified workforce to meet a demand for UAV jobs. While drones are commonly used in real estate and film, they're becoming more prominent in fields like construction and even law enforcement. The dean of the School of Applied Technologies expects the program to be approved in the coming weeks. Kristen?
Today's Metro Threat Index at a 0. We've got a near perfect day. Sunshine and high clouds. Temperatures getting back into the upper 60s to low 70s, more than 10 degrees above normal for us. And light winds out of the south staying underneath that 10-mile-per-hour mark. Fernanda?
The 10th annual Happy Trails Drive at UNM is raising money for homeless pets through Animal Humane. A few adoptable pets will be at Smith Plaza from 2 to 4. Animal Humane and UNM's staff council are asking for donations such as food, toys, and animal care items. The drive continues through December 8th. If you'd like to donate, we've posted a link with more details on KRQE.com. Just head to Always On. Well, New Mexico City is getting national recognition for having some of the friendliest people in the country. The website Nextdoor.com ranked the top 30 friendliest cities in the U.S., Rio Rancho came in at number 17. Now, the ranking is based off the number of thanks neighbors give each other on the website, along with racial diversity and other factors. Tomorrow, Lobo basketball will play their next game against Nebraska Omaha, but Saturday night, UNM dominated in their season opener. They defeated Northern New Mexico 147-76. The Lobos broke the record for most points scored in a game in program history with that point total. UNM had 8 players in the double digits. A new Canadian study suggests children who try a variety of sports are more likely to remain active throughout their teenage years. Doctors tracked more than 750 children and found samplers, as they called them, were 50% more likely to continue to stay active than children who didn't participate or specialized in just one sport. Drivers, listen up. Starting today, I-25 north and southbound at San Mateo to just south of Jefferson will have various shoulder and lane restrictions. This is for a 7-month project to widen the interstate and its ramps. Detours will be provided, asking drivers to exit at San Antonio or Jefferson. The project is expected to last through May. Kristen?
Time now for a check in your Monday morning commute. Not looking at anything major when it comes to crashes or accidents. We're already starting to build up a little volume there. I-25 southbound between Paseo and Osuna. Everything else, though, looks to be all right. Just watch out for the construction.
Disney is betting big on streaming. The media giant says it will price its upcoming streaming service substantially below Netflix. Disney plans to remove its movies from Netflix starting in 2019. The company also plans to launch an ESPN streaming service next year. A piece of rock and roll history was just sold for a small fortune. A guitar once owned by Bob Dylan fetched nearly $400,000 at an auction Saturday. In 1977, Dylan decided to switch to Gibson guitars, so he sold it to his guitar repairman for a mere $500. He kept the guitar in a humidity-controlled room for the past 40 years, and that guitar hasn't been played since Dylan handed it over.
Whoa.
That's a lot of money.
That's a house. Like, you could buy a house for that.
Lucky bidder.
Yeah, devoted fan. All right, time for the 5 facts you need to know before you go. This morning at number 5, a local event allowing typewriter enthusiasts to show off their skills is turning heads this morning. A type out was hosted by Penny Smith's Paper. Hobbyists brought their machines to share with others. Guests were given prompts and 2 hours to type whatever they wanted. Organizers say it was a way to reintroduce people to the old technology.
On number 4, next time you visit Albuquerque's Karma Cafe, you'll notice some big changes. There's prices on the menu. The unique eatery opened last year without a price list for items. Customers simply paid as they could. The cafe says it will still give free meals to those who can't afford them through a voucher system. $1 of everything others buy will cover someone else's meal.
At number 3, pretty mild across the state. Most of us warmer than yesterday. We've got some fog over the southeast, but this afternoon, mostly to partly sunny with light winds.
And number 2, the death toll continues to rise after a massive earthquake struck on the border of Iraq and Iran. This morning, more than 330 people are confirmed dead. Iran's state-run news agency is reporting thousands of people are injured. The 7.3 magnitude earthquake hit late Sunday. Today, the search for survivors is ongoing. The only hospital in that area was heavily damaged. And at number 1, happening today, APS board members are set to vote on who will fill the empty District 1 seat. Who they choose will replace embattled board member Annalie Maestas, who resigned amid allegations of questionable spending at the charter school she founded. The 3 candidates are Claudia Benavides, Yolanda Montoya Cordova, and Lee Romero. The winner will serve out the remainder of Maestas' term ending in 2019. We'll let you know what happens.